Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Let's see who jumps in on this beautiful live. Awesome, a few people jumping in. I want to see how many more appear. Very, very good. Tell me where everybody is connecting from, if you don't mind. Go right ahead and share that information with me so I know where everybody is connecting from. Awesome. And Only Me is here. Thank you, Only Me, for being here. Welcome. Welcome. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Oslo. Thank you, Only Me. So we have Only Me from Oslo. Where's everybody else connecting from? I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. Okay, Barcelona, Spain. Awesome. Marble Falls, Texas. Very, very good. Awesome, awesome. And Axe just popping in to say hi. Work weekends, England here, 35 hours. Okay. Thank you, even for that brief moment that you stepped in to say hello. I really, really appreciate it. Greetings from Finland. Awesome. We have quite a few Europeans here. And of course, love and light from Kenya. Beautiful, beautiful. So, while everybody is starting to join in, I'm going to briefly just mention, hit the tap the screen, I should say, so we can get more likes here, more loves. That way we create a feeding frenzy here on TikTok. And since we have so many people here, I wanted to briefly speak about the importance, actually, of just knowing that you are perfect just the way you are. Okay? And believe it or not, I'm here to tell you this, that you are perfect just the way you are. Believe it or not. Okay? You see, we all originated from source. Okay? And who we really are is we are beings of love and light, of course. And we came down to this physical reality, if you want to call it this, just so we can experience it, just so we can grow, just so we can evolve, and just, to maybe challenge ourselves a little bit, because this is how we grow. Okay, so having said this, thank you, Only Me. Having said this, what does this mean? This means that who you are, even in this physical reality, okay, was actually created by who you really are. Okay, because this is the way it works. Okay. Everything around us is actually compromised, or yeah, I don't know if compromised is the proper word. Everything around us is actually, the two key components, I should say, is actually consciousness, okay, and energy. Okay, so if you look anywhere around us, all you see is energy, believe it or not. Even our bodies, fundamentally, when you zoom in, even science has caught on to this right now, something that we've been saying for many, many years, but science is finally jumping in, quantum physics specifically, and we realize that our bodies are made out of energy, just vibrating on certain frequencies and vibrations, okay? So, the key to the energy, though, is the consciousness, okay? So, when you become conscious and aware of something, this energy dances around according to what frequency and vibration you're at on a conscious level. Okay? So having said this, what does this have to do with you being perfect? This is what it has to do. You, as a perfect being of love and light, created your body. Okay? So your body is exactly the way it should be in order for you to experience what you want to experience in this physical reality. Okay? Thank you, my friend. You created it in such a way so you can challenge yourself, so you can know who you are on different levels, and so you can grow and evolve. Okay? So, this is why I say that you are perfect. And I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to say not only are you perfect, but everything around you is also perfect. You see, everything around us is, like I said, it all came from Source, and Source is the glue that keeps everything together. So, nothing is by accident. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is put there in place, in perfection, for every single one of us to be aware of it and to grow and evolve. And this doesn't just work in this physical reality, but every other reality as well. Because just as you are experiencing this reality right here, you also, when you cross over, let's say, you will also experience the other realities in very similar fashion. What I mean by that is you experience it as the I am consciousness. Okay, so having said that, let's see who jumped in, and you can all make some comments here if you like. It doesn't have to be related to the topic, of course. You can just say any comment that you want. Now, for those of you that are jumping on board for the first time and don't know me, you can check out my TikTok page, of course. And if you like what you see, you can always hit a follow. And of course, don't forget to hit the notifications little bell icon there. So every time I upload a video, you will be some of the first to get notified. And of course, at the bottom of my TikTok page, you will see my link tree. You can tap on that. That's going to guide you to my YouTube and Instagram as well, because I do different things in different platforms, related, of course, in the same field. And at the same time, these live streams that I do, I upload them on YouTube. That way we don't lose anything. And for those of you that want to subscribe, this is your opportunity. While I am live, you can do so. Anybody that does has the opportunity to have a quick 15-minute introduction meeting with me on a one-to-one via Zoom, and just, kind of, cross our paths that way as well. So, okay, let's see what we have. Finland, of course. Love and light from Kenya. Send finger heart. Thank you, only me. Love and light to you, my friend. Hello, my friend. Hi, mentor. Dennis is in. Awesome, awesome. Let's see who else is here. Mazenhouse. Is it true that what your thoughts are about in person, that person exhibits your thoughts? So, let me see that question again, Mom. Is it true that what your thoughts are about, okay, in person, that person exhibits your thoughts? In a sense, yes, it is, because again, we have thoughts are energy, of course, just like everything else, and the way we direct that energy can influence others and everything around us as well. Okay, so definitely your statement is true, and I love it. Okay, we miss you. Thank you, Ma. Actually, I did a whole video on something that you asked for, Ma. I think it was, not sure, it was like 3 days ago. I did a whole live. I didn't catch you on the live though, but you might be able to catch it on YouTube. I did mention you specific. Alaska's in the house. Israel is in the house. Hello, hello. Grace K is in the house. Which one works best to connect with Source? Either water fast, meditation being it in the present moment. So, very, very good question. Okay. They are all good. Believe it or not, Grace. They are all good. But I definitely prefer, my personal preference, okay, to be in the present moment, okay, because when you are in the present moment, it is actually like meditating constantly in that state. Now, of course, the water fast is going to help you. Why is it going to help you? Because when you want to quiet your mind, like when you're trying to meditate or being present in the moment, right? The less food you eat, the less work your body has to concentrate on digestion. And when your body doesn't use that energy for digestion, it can use it for other purposes. And in this case, it will use it to repair your body cells, okay? And it's also going to use it for just, calming down and relaxing. So definitely meditation, being present, but water fast is also very, very good. A combination of both is even better. So AJ says, I am waiting for your announcement. Love and light from Los Angeles. AJ, I did make the announcement. The announcement was posted on my page. It is the last video that I did. Maybe you didn't catch it, but you can go ahead and you can check it out. If not, I got nothing to hide. I'm going to tell you right now as well. I'm starting mentorship, of course, because due to popular demand, a lot of you requested it from me, and I just posted this, I uploaded this video this morning, and the response was overwhelming. I didn't expect to have such a big response. So many people want to jump on board. So many people are just amazing people. So that's what the announcement was, AJ. But if you want, you can go right ahead and you can check what I posted this morning. Love and light to you. Okay. Any of my subs here asking anything? Okay. Psalm 1. Alice is here. Okay. My voice in the head, is that my real being or is that my ego? Okay. Very, very good question. Psalm 1. So the voice in your head, believe it or not, could be either or. Okay, because your ego communicates in the same fashion, and your real self communicates in the same fashion, and also even what I call as guides or spiritual teachers also communicate with you in the same fashion. So now, this is the key. The way you would know the difference between the voice in your head is the language that is spoken to you, okay? And I'm not talking about if it's English or this or that. I'm talking about the words that are generally phrased and the sentences, the way they are phrased, right? So if it is coming from your ego, it would be it would always be repetitive thoughts. It would be repetitive sentences or words that you always would use, okay? If it is coming from your inner being or higher self, there might not even be words. There might be just a feeling, an emotion, a thought that just comes in. And if there are words, the words are going to be phrased in a way that you normally wouldn't phrase it, number one. And number two, the information that would be coming to you would be information that you don't generally know. So this is the difference, okay? If it is coming from your ego, the information is known, obviously. If it is coming from your higher being or some spiritual master or something like that, it would be in a form of a download, and it would be information that you wouldn't generally know. Beautiful question. I love it. Thank you. AJ, check out his recent posted video. Thank you, my friend. Yes, that's exactly what it was. So what is your name on YouTube? It is the same thing. It's Unlimited You. But again, instead of you like trying to search all over the place on YouTube, what you can do is you can, on my actual page on TikTok, you can go at the bottom. You're going to find Linktree. Okay, you can hit the Linktree, and the first link would be TikTok. I believe the second one would be YouTube, and the third one is Instagram. If you hit that and you hit the YouTube from there, it will direct you to it. But it's the same name. Okay, peace and love from Devon, UK. Awesome. I'm happy to see a lot of Europeans here, of course, and a lot of different people from around the world. I love and light to all of you. I love this idea. Thank you. Thank you, AJ. Yes, it is something that, believe it or not, AJ, I wasn't really looking for it, right? Even during the, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months ago, I had a discussion with somebody, one of my subscribers actually, and they were asking me why I don't do mentoring or coaching, and it wasn't something that I planned to do. But believe it or not, I felt this urge, I felt this inner guidance, I felt this overwhelming need to just comply with it. Just not comply is not the proper word, just to cooperate with the universe, I should say, right? And at the same time, I had a lot of private messages from a lot of wonderful folks out here that wanted the same. So after careful consideration, I decided to go ahead with it because I realized that we are all in the same path, and we all just want to grow and evolve. And since all this information is here, why not spread it, right? Beautiful. Thank you, AJ. And top floor, I believe I get easily irritated. How can I be less irritable? All right. So you're not the only one, believe it or not. There's a lot of people that have the same issue. At least the positive thing about what you said here is that you are completely aware of it. So this is step one. Step one, you've already accomplished it. Okay, top flow. You've already accomplished it by just being aware that you easily get irritated. Step two would be not to give into that energy. And how do you do this? By being focused and present in the present moment, right? When you do this and you let your thoughts come and go like you would do in a meditation session, right? What happens is your mind slowly starts to ease. Slowly. It might not happen the first time, mind you, because it takes some practice, right? But if you practice this, being present, that is, okay, you will notice that your mind is going to have less and less thoughts up to the point where nothing really bothers you. And by saying that, you will not be irritated as much, and you're going to come to a point where you're not going to be irritated at all. So my best advice to you is to be fully present and aware of the moment. If you want to step it up a notch, you can try meditation as well. Twice a day, once in the morning, once before you go to bed. Meditation that I'm talking about is just to simply sit quiet, sit still, close your eyes, let your body relax, and observe your thoughts and emotions. Let them come and go, and don't get hooked on any of them, because they do have a way of hooking you with them and just carrying you along. So just be aware of them and don't get carried along. Try that. It's going to work for you. Thank you, my friend. Love and light. Okay, and love and light to you and all. Awesome. What are my subs saying here? Beautiful. Thank you. Susan Urban is in the house. Hello, my wonderful friend Susan. Nice to have you on board. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving long weekend, and I'm happy to see you here. My first time, I'm overwhelmed. Jacuzzi. Okay, and why are you overwhelmed? There's nothing overwhelming about any of this. You just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, okay? You shouldn't be overwhelmed, because it's just one of those things. Michael says, awaken the Christ within you. You can say that as well, absolutely. Believe it or not, Christ's teachings were not that different. Okay, so, same, a lot of people, AJ, okay, with all my daily meditations, positive thinking and silent of the mind, it still have moments of sadness, and it is totally normal, AJ. Totally normal to have times of sadness and moments of sadness. If you didn't, you wouldn't be human after all in this physical reality, okay? So the only thing that you can do on this is observe the sadness, stay with it, okay? Don't try to push it away. Like, don't try to dismiss it like it's not there. Okay, that's not what I suggest. But what I do suggest is to observe it, feel it, and then just let it go. Okay, don't get caught up in it. Don't give it more energy or more thought, but do acknowledge it. Okay, and you will realize that you are going to be less and less sad by doing this. Awesome. What a beautiful bunch. You guys are beautiful here. Trying to go up and see if I missed anybody here. Thank you, my friend. Love and light. Okay, I don't think I missed anybody up here. Let's go back down. And Meja, I believe. Okay, hi from Sweden. I believe in spirits. Okay, and I'm very awake. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad that you are very, very awake. And believe it or not, everybody is awake up to a certain point, right? But there's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth. There's always room for expansion, because awakening, believe it or not, is a non-ending journey, because who you really are always expands, always grows. And uh, awaken, it's not actually a destination, believe it or not. It's a journey. Let me put it to you like that. Okay, there's no destination because you never reach the end. But beautiful. I like your comment though. Thank you for saying that. And Michael, okay, or you're tagging, okay. Who is awake that you isn't the person writing it? Okay, awesome. I think you hate a woman spirit before this lifetime. I think you had a woman spirit before this lifetime. Marisia saying. So again, spirits are they don't have a gender. Okay, believe it or not, because who you really are, again, you don't have a gender. You are a being of love and light. And when you come here, you choose to become a gender, if that's what you want, right? But who you really are does not have a gender. You are not energy. You are pure consciousness, and you are the master of energy. Now, could I have been a woman in my previous life? Sure, I could have, right? Was I a woman in my previous life? No, I wasn't. But still, it doesn't matter. This is not about me. It's about just awakening in general. All right. And Susan Urban, nice to finally join you for a live. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here, Susan. Always a pleasure to have you, my friend. Thank you for those wonderful messages last night. You were building up the excitement, and you made it so interesting for me. And I want to thank you for that. Let's see any further other comments from, okay. And John is in the house. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, John, for being here. I'm trying to see, John. Thank you for the roses. But I have seen it. Okay, you, all right. And awake. I'm awake and I would love to learn more. Awesome. And this is the key point. If you are awake, and like I said before, everybody is awake up to a certain degree. There's always room for growth. There's always room for expansion. Okay, if you want to learn more, okay, the best way for you to do it is to be still and to be silent. And if you are awake up to a certain degree, you will realize what I am saying. It's actually going to ring a bell with you, and it's going to strike a chord, if you might say, right? And you will realize that when you are still and you are silent, and actually you connect with silence, your mind and your whole body just, the feeling that you get is you just, it's an amazing feeling of energy, an amazing feeling of oneness with everything. And John, of course, like usual, guys, please show your support and tap your screens, please. Thank you, my wonderful friend from Scotland. I love it every time you're here. And I feel the love here, but I struggle as to why there is so much negativity around. Why does it exist? So again, 28 days, 07. Beautiful, beautiful comment. Let me put it to you like this, okay? If you were just light, which you are, by the way, right? How would you know that you are just light if you wouldn't experience the darkness? Okay? So this kind of falls into exactly what you are asking here. Okay? The negativity that we call negativity is just something that we have coined. It is something that we have put together as a phrase. In reality, there's nothing positive and there's nothing negative. It's just energy. Everything is energy. All right? And we just choose to label things accordingly, whether it's positive or negative. Now, in this scenario, because I understand how you mean it, of course. The negative part is needed in order for you to grow, in order for you to evolve, in order for you to realize who you really are. Okay, so the negativity, believe it or not, is done on purpose. It's there for a reason. And again, the reason is for you to grow and to evolve. Not just you personally, but everybody, because everybody has felt negative, no exceptions. Okay, I think I missed something up here from one of you. That's why I'm going to scroll right up. Portal for teleport can be real. Hard question. Okay, let me see. You had something else here. Somebody mentioned something before Susan. I know there was a comment and I kind of skipped it. The women part. Thank you, Carolina. Thank you for being here, my friend. I think it's this one. Man, I love you. When what you're doing, hope you get rich like the leaves of a mature tree. The eye. Okay. Thank you for your beautiful, beautiful comment. Okay. Again, this is all about awakening. This is all about evolving. This is all about growing. Okay. And this is what it's all about. Now, everything else about riches and all that, the all fall into place when you are in complete alignment with whatever it is that you are doing, believe it or not. Okay, so telekinesis, that's fine. That's the question. Okay, Ma was asking, okay, what we focus on, we create. Yes, Ma, 1000%, because when you focus on something, you are feeding it energy, okay? And when you are feeding it energy, it does nothing else but grow, okay? So in this case, you're focusing on whatever it is, doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. As we've coined it, it will grow. It will manifest. Okay? Portal for teleport can be real? Hard question. Actually, it's not a hard question. It's a very, very easy question. Okay? And believe it or not, you don't need a portal to teleport anywhere. Because in your everyday life, in your everyday motion, you actually shift dimensions without even realizing it. Okay, it's just one of those things that we constantly do. We shift dimensions, we move from one dimension to another. The only difference is a lot of times we don't realize it, and the reason why we don't realize it is because there are multiple worlds just like this one, and you are on all of them, and you are living the same exact life. Okay, not on every single one of them, but on the ones that are in alignment with this one right here. So to change from one to the other is very, very, it happens all the time. So the teleportation that you were talking about, it actually does happen. We just don't realize it. Now, awesome, awesome. Let's go back. Let's see. Can be, all right. Can the mind be in the now? So, Michael, that's a beautiful, beautiful question. Believe it or not, it is something that people are actually struggling with. Okay, they are struggling with the idea of the now. And if I may say something, thank you, John. You're wonderful. If I may say something, the mind is not comfortable in the now. Okay. The mind is what has actually, what we call has created this time, which is an illusion, okay? The time is, your real time is only in the now. But your mind has a tendency of living in the past and in, okay? But having said this, there is only now, okay? So, yes, the mind with being in the now, but know this, Michael, that you are its master, okay? And once you realize that the mind is nothing but a tool, because that's what it is, and your ego is nothing but a tool, then there's nothing to be afraid of. As a matter of fact, I suggest you just embrace your mind, embrace your ego, and work with it, and just don't let it take over. Just make sure that you are in control. Okay, this is what you got. So, Let's see. Any other questions here? We got them here. Um, okay, I feel the love here. Okay, yeah, we said that. Michael, do you think we need to know about our past lives? So that's a very, very good question, Star. And although a lot of us have access to our past lives, and I'm saying a lot of us, um, because I know quite a few people that do have access, and I know some wonderful people right here, like Susan, for example, that's a hypnotherapist, and she has direct access to somebody's past lives because she kind of puts you in that. She puts you in that zone that you can actually remember your past lives, right? So, but having said this, um, should you know about your past lives? In this present moment where you are, the only thing that you really need to know is that all your power is in the here and in the now. The reason why we don't remember our past lives is because we've had so many of them. And if we were to bring all that knowledge in this physical reality right here, right now, it would be very, very overwhelming, and we wouldn't be able to handle it. So while you might be able to remember one or two or even maybe three past lives, to remember all of them would be absolutely mind-blowing, because who you are in this physical reality cannot comprehend it. Your brain is not designed to comprehend this kind of information, okay? But having said this, when you do connect with who you really are, let's say you cross over, all of your past lives come in front of you, and you actually see every single one of them, because at that stage, there's nothing overwhelming. At that stage, you know who you are. But in this stage, in this physical reality, one or two doesn't really hurt. More than that, I would just leave it alone. But beautiful question. Thank you, John. You're always awesome. The more, of course, the more likes we get here, the more of a feeding frenzy we create here on TikTok. Again, what I was originally saying was that you are perfect just the way you are. Okay? Believe it or not, I get it. Sometimes we go and we look at ourselves in the mirror and we think that, I don't know, we're fat, we're too skinny, we're all wrinkled up, we're old, we're too young, we got no hair, or we got too much hair, or whatever the case might be, and we're not happy with ourselves, right? The reality is you are perfect just the way you are. Okay, you have created this experience for yourself way before you were even born in this physical reality. Why? Because you wanted it to be this way. Stripe Hype, thank you. Just so you can experience it, just so you can grow from it, just so you can evolve from it. Okay, so in that sense, you are perfect. And to go one step further, if you zoom into your body, okay, with the most powerful microscope that's around, you would see just a dance of energy. Okay, before we didn't know this. We thought we were just atoms. We thought we were all that wonderful stuff that we were taught in school, right? But now we have more information, because now we have more powerful tools. Our technology has evolved to the point where we kind of almost, not almost, but we kind of start agreeing with what, years and years of spiritual masters were talking about. Because years and years, thank you for the soccer ball, it's just perfect for the World Cup as well. Years and years of the world's sages and masters were talking about this. This information is not new. It's old information, which again, it's in the present moment, but science is starting to catch up, especially quantum physics, and we are doing big leaps these days, right? And we do know for a fact that everything around us is energy, okay? It's energy vibrating at a certain frequency, of course. And I'm going to go one step beyond that, and I'm going to say everything is energy and consciousness. It's a dance between energy and consciousness. You, of course, being the consciousness or the awareness, and everything else being energy. It doesn't matter if it is a cup. It doesn't matter if it is a pen. It doesn't matter if it is a house. It doesn't matter if it's money. It doesn't matter if it's a wall. It doesn't matter if it is your physical body. It is all composed of the same energy. Okay? And now, this is the key. The key now is that you, since you are the consciousness, you are not the energy part. You are the creator part. You are the consciousness. You are the awareness. Therefore, you can direct this energy to do whatever it is that you want it to do. Okay? You have a direct influence on it. Okay? This is how healing occurs. This is how telekinesis occurs, like a lot of you have been asking. This is how what we call miracles happen. Okay? This is how, my goodness, even if you go to Tibet and you see some of these Tibetan monks actually, which are incredible beings themselves, you will see them sitting outside on a pack or on ice or snow, for example, right? They just came out of water and they're just soaking, and they sit on the ice or on the snow, and you cover them with this wet blanket, for example, right? And in no time, they can manage to heat up this blanket and just make it totally dry. Okay, this takes a tremendous amount of knowledge to do this, and these people are actually at that state of mind that a lot of us would consider it to be a miracle, but it's not a miracle. It is just knowledge that they are the consciousness and everything else is energy, and they can do this because they know how to do it. It's plain and simple. And to go one step further, anybody can do this. There's no secret to it. There's no magic to it. It's just you got to be in the right state, not of mind, because mind is the yapping part. You got to be in the state of being, the beingness in you. Okay, the awareness in you. You got to be in that state. Okay, and then miracles happen from that. I am nothing in the nothingness, and it's great. Yes, Michael, you got it, my friend. The nothing in the nothingness is such a powerful statement, Michael. Very powerful, because for those that understand what this means, you understand, thank you for that, you understand clearly that who you really are is beyond time, is beyond space, is beyond this physical reality. It's beyond this universe. It's beyond other dimensions. You are it. You are just beyond everything, right? You came from source, therefore you can't be anything different than source. It's like you have the ocean. In this case, I'm going to say, the ocean is like source, and you are the droplet, let's say, of water, right? But what does the water droplet and the ocean have in common? They're of the same element. Okay, they're both water. But this water also has the potential to actually grow and expand by collecting other water droplets and moisture and so on and so on. And as it expands and grows, it can become an ocean in its own way. Okay, and this is what we truly strive for. This is what we truly go for. We can either become one with source, or we can become a bigger part of ourselves, can become like the greater source. We can just keep expanding, right? But eventually, no matter how you see it, we're always connected to source, no matter what. Okay, source is what keeps, it's the glue that keeps everything together. Stripe Hype, thank you, my friend. And let me see, thank you, John, for sharing. I'm just going down to see if any of my subs said anything here, because sorry guys, but anything that my subs say here actually are going to connect, sir, about the past lives. Correct, sir, about the past lives. Thank you, Susan. I thought you were going to jump in and say a comment about that. That's why I wanted to go down. Of course, Susan, I know that you are a pro at this, because I know that you work with a lot of clients that are asking you these questions. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for that. Okay, awesome. I'm still trying to go down and see any of my, and John, of course, come please showing your support, and tap and share the live. Thanks. John, you are such a cheerleader. I just love you. I just love you, my friend. You're really bringing out that Scottish feel. That you're so amazing. I love you. All right, let's see who else is here. Me, thank you for the clap. Camila is in the house. Thank you, Camila, for joining. And Camila, hi, my friend. Awesome. Bloomin' Art is here as well. Okay. Lao Tzu, thank you, Michael, for that. All right, let's go back up now and see any other comments here. Okay, so for those of you that are here for the first time, you can always hit my page and you can see who I am, obviously. And at the same time, if you like what you see, you can hit a follow. And at the same time, if you would like, you can hit the notifications bell as well, so you can get notified every time I upload a video. And at the bottom of my page, just like a few of you were asking about the YouTube, you will find my link tree. Okay, you can hit that link tree and it's going to direct you to my YouTube and my Instagram as well. I do different things on different platforms related to the same stuff, of course. And these videos, I upload them on YouTube as well, these live streams. Okay. And for those of you that want to subscribe, this is your opportunity, of course. Anybody that does and wishes to, they can have a quick 15-minute meeting with me, like on one-on-one, and see where, just an introduction, okay? Just like as a thank you from my part. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the beautiful hat. Now I look like a real cowboy. Right. And hello, much love and light. What do I do with the knowledge of other lives and dimensions? So, like I said, the only real knowledge that you need to have is of you being present and fully aware of the moment, because your real power is here and in the now. And while your past lives have all played a key role in your development, they have all played a key role in your expansion. And although other dimensions are there for you to explore as well, believe it or not, every time you go to sleep, you always visit other dimensions. Okay, regardless, you always visit other dimensions. You just don't remember them. Okay, so the knowledge when you are in the present moment is always there with you. Okay, all the knowledge that you have from your past lives, you can tap into them. Okay, is it wise to tap into them? It's up to you. Okay, Immortal, thank you for that. It is really up to you. Is there knowledge there? Definitely. It all depends on how much you want to handle and how much you want to deal with all that knowledge. But having said this, the only real stuff that you need to know is to be present and focused in the moment, because this is where your true power is. And this is what you chose to do in this lifetime. You chose to be here. Why? Because you chose to expand here in this life, right? So whatever you did in the past lives, even though the knowledge is there and it's carried to you, okay, I wouldn't really worry a lot about it. It's good to know, but I wouldn't really worry too much about it. Okay, Grace Ray, when sad, angry, I do a body shake for a minute. It shifts to a mood. How come? Okay, so again, because everything is about vibration and everything is about energy. So the body shake that you see is energy moving through your body. I don't know if you've seen anybody going through Kundalini awakening, okay? Or I don't know if you've seen them like pop, like we say, right? You will see their bodies shaking, okay? Now, the reason why they shake is because you have energy flowing through. The same thing happens here, okay? And then what happens, of course, it will shift into a mood, because this is how your body starts to translate it, okay? Or your subconscious translates it into a mood. Sometimes it could be a good mood, a relieving mood, like in a Kundalini experience. Obviously, it would be like a it would be kind of like a rejuvenating energy, or it would be like a healing energy, or you would just feel the energy. In your case here, it's most likely a mood that shifts you into a negative mood, right? Just be aware of it and don't be scared of it. It's just your body reacting to it because energy is moving through. That's all. Thank you, John, for sharing. Thank you, my friend. Thanks. And John again, thanks for joining, mate. Awesome, my friend. Correct, sir, about the past lives. Thank you, Susan. We talked about that. We love you and Bailey. Thank you, Ma. I know you love Bailey. Anna, if you know, what you think about Ashayana, Dean's teachings. Viagra, thank you. So I don't know anything about those teachings, to be quite honest with you. I haven't really followed any of those masters or teachers. I kind of do my own thing, but now that you mentioned it, I should go check out the teachings, because I'm always curious to see what others think regardless, right? So you called it, all right, Dean's teachings. I like it. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to check it out. It's awesome. Thank you for the comment, but I don't really know much, to be honest with you, about it. Okay. So, Richard, hi, what's your thoughts on remote viewing? Can you view the past and present? So remote viewing, believe it or not, is very, very real. Remote viewing is something that even the CIA used to do, believe it or not, or they used to have people that used to do it for them. And even one step further, even KGB and all that used to do all kinds of stuff with remote viewing. This information is actually available. You can even Google all this information. Nothing is a secret these days. So remote viewing is definitely very, very real. Anybody can do it. You all have access to it. The only way to develop it really is to know the difference between your imagination kicking in and if you're actually seeing something from the past or the present. Now, the way this works is, like I said before, everything gets tied into the now. Everything is in the present. So there's no past, there's no future, okay? Everything gets tied into the present moment, and when you are also in the present moment, you have access to what we call past and what we call future. Thank you, John. Okay, so this is how remote viewing works, but you need to work on it, and you need to know the difference between your imagination and if it's an actual event that you are seeing. All right, let's go further down. Who's that? Okay, I know that I'm not from Earth. I came from another planet. How can you explain this? It's easily explained, believe it or not, because nobody is really an alien, okay? Everybody, it doesn't matter what planet you came from. Thank you for this, my friend. Doesn't matter what planet you came from. Doesn't matter what universe you came from. Doesn't matter what dimension you came from. You came here because you chose to come here, number one. And number two, you have something valuable to share with others. Now, having said this, everybody has something valuable to share with others, okay? And that's why we're here. But you being from another planet, I totally believe you, okay? And thank you for that. And you might even have memories of that planet, okay? So I want you to know this. Even if you are dreaming, let's say, of this planet that you came from, I want you to know that this dream is very, very real, because every time we dream of something, it is always real. It just happens in a different time frame, or a different dimension, or a different planet, okay, if it's part of our universe or solar system for that matter, okay? So it is very easily explained. You just chose to come here, okay? And you wanted to live life as a human. You're not the only one, so no worries about that. Thank you, John, for being such a great supporter here. Yes, thank you for the footballs. I want to see if any of my subs have said something here. Hello, hello. Okay, Michael. I'm trying to go down and see if any. Hi from the UK. I got a lot of messages here. Camila, I'm available today for the next 3 hours, by the way. Awesome, Camila. I should be able then to do it today. I don't see why not. We can have a quick meeting and get to know each other a little bit better. Thank you, Camila, for letting me know. Thank you for the hat, the mustache. Yes, suits you. How did you start with metaphysics? So this is a great question I've been asked many, many times before. I think I'm going to do a video on this because you guys are asking a lot about this, about the metaphysics. Actually, it was a long journey for me. It wasn't something that just happened out of the blue. But yes, I think I am going to make a video on that process. Okay, let me just, for the first time, maybe I might share a little bit of that information. Okay, so the way this started is I was at a very low point. Actually, it didn't even start there. It started way before there, but I'm just going to start it from there. I was at a very low point, and when I say low, I mean emotionally, financially, all kinds of stuff happening at that time. This is many, many years ago, of course, when I had much darker hair and I wasn't as wise as I am now. Okay, my awakening process hadn't started, if you want to call it that. Okay, and at this lowest point of mine, I had a visitor, and when I say I had a visitor, I had a real visitor. It wasn't like a dream. It was an actual vision in front of me. Okay, and this visitor, it appeared like this. For the first time I'm sharing this, actually. I've never shared it on any of my videos or any of my lives, so you're the lucky ones here. What happened was I was looking up in my room. I was living in Toronto at the time. I was living on the 35th floor of my condo at that time, so it was quite high, beautiful building, and I was looking up towards the ceiling, and I had this vision of, you know, the electrical lines, like, you know how you have the two poles and you have the electrical lines. Usually there's like 4 in a row or 5 in a row, whatever the case might be, right? So I was looking through those electrical wires, and I saw a group of pigeons, right, flying around and going in circles further. This is a vision, okay, a real vision. I was awake. I see this group of pigeons flying, and all of a sudden, as they were flying, there was, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 of them. I didn't really count. There was a whole group. They closed their wings from a great amount of height, right? They closed their wings and they started diving, and I could hear them diving. I could hear the noise. I could hear the sound, you know, like when a flock of birds just comes down, right? And as they were approaching, I could see their faces. And as I could see their faces, one face stood out. You know why? Because one face was human. It was a human face. And I couldn't believe this. And this human face just came down and landed right in front of me. And as that, mind you, I was not on any mushrooms. I was not on any drugs. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't on anything. I was as sober as a nail. Okay. So this thing just lands in front of me, and when I looked, I heard the thump. I heard everything, and when I looked at him, he looked very, very familiar. It was a beautiful being of love and light. Check this out. Dark hair, long dark hair, probably around the same length as my hair, maybe a little longer, down to the shoulders, I would say, right? Dark hair, dark eyes, but beautiful, glowing face and beautiful smile, and he was dressed all in white. Check this out now. Okay, he had white wings, okay, right down to, that would go down to his feet, like literally long wings. His sandals were like the Roman style or Greek style sandals, you know, the ones that you have up and they go, they kind of strap around your legs, right? Like the Roman style or Greek style, I should say. And of course, like the ancient Greek robes or the Roman robes, similar. Okay, and as soon as I saw this being, I knew who he was. For the life of me, this is a true story, and I'm looking at this being, and right away I said, Gabriel. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And he smiled and he says, yes, I am Gabriel. Okay, Archangel Gabriel. Now, having said this, believe it or not, beings of love and light, I didn't know that at that time, but I do know this now, okay, will appear to you in whatever form you are comfortable with, okay. They will give you whatever name you are comfortable with, okay. So because this is how your even your guides, or this is how your masters, or even your higher being can do the same thing. Your higher being, believe it or not, can actually visit you in some kind of a form. Okay, so in this case, I see this beautiful or good-looking, handsome young man, maybe the age of 20, 22, if you were looking at him, and he says, yes, I am Gabriel. At that moment, I kneeled down with one leg, I remember. Well, before I did that, we started speaking. We started speaking in a different language. But it was a language that I understood very, very well. For the life of me, when everything was said and done, I couldn't understand how I knew this language, but it wasn't an earthly language. It was a language, though, that it was perfect communication. I understood exactly what he was saying, and I was speaking the same language to him as well. As this ended the conversation, I kneeled down on one of my knees, I remember, and he turned around and says, you need help. This is what he said to me. Okay? And with the you need help, he touched my head as I was kneeling down. I remember this. And as he touched my head, I felt his hand entering my skull. I'm not kidding you. Like, it literally entered my skull and kind of like touched my brain. Like, you know what I mean? But none of this was painful. It was so beautiful. It was such a warm experience. It was an experience that I've never, ever experienced before. And all of a sudden, I felt this warmth, this heat, this beautiful sensation just take over my whole body. I didn't realize what was happening then, but I do realize what happened now. These were downloads. He was giving me information, and he was giving me whatever knowledge I needed to have at that particular moment. Having said this, the knowledge that was downloaded was not immediately available to me, okay? It came years later, but regardless, this knowledge, I knew that something had happened. I knew that this was incredible. But anyway, after he did this, I didn't even manage. I heard the wings flopping, like, you know, like a big bird flopping, like, you know what I mean? The wings pop, 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 pop. I look up, and all I saw was like a small little feather just coming down like this, right? And he was gone. And ever since, that I consider that part of my major awakening. Now, I do realize after this what has happened. Okay, this is information that was downloaded. I have access to this information, obviously, but it's a truly amazing story. And a month or 2 months after that, my sister was very, very ill. She had terminal cancer. After this vision that I had, she had terminal cancer. And I had explained to her what had happened, and she turned around and said to me, can you ask Gabriel? She believed a lot in Archangel Gabriel. Can you ask him to help me or visit me? So I did, but it wasn't a prayer, because it's not me. It was a conversation. So I asked Gabriel to actually go and visit. And the same evening I did ask, he did. My sister saw him the same night. But he just went there just to give her support. Okay, he was nice, he was good, he was gentle with her, according to her, and he was there to support her. Needless to say that maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that, my sister died at the age of 51, and she died in my arms, believe it or not. I was in the hospital. I was the last person that was hugging her, and she gave her last breath in my arms. So that was all part of the awakening process. For the first time I share this, but thank you for asking. I think I gave you the long version, but there is even a longer version than that, but I'm not going to get into it right now. Let me see any of my subs here. What else have you guys said here? All right. Sent roses. I love that. Okay, who else is here? And Camila, awesome. I really look forward. Okay, Camila, you got it. Not going to forget you. Come on, guys. Of course, John is on board. Shared the live. Thank you. I'm going down to see what any of my subs have said. Wow. And John says, wow. Thank you, my friend. Angel, yes. Totally. It was a mind-blowing experience for me. Love and light from London. Awesome. Shahira's here. Did you miss a lot? No, you didn't miss a lot, actually. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, thank you. I'm just going down to see if I'm missing any information here. And Camila says, what a beautiful story. Yes, it was a truly humbling experience for me. It was a truly mind-blowing experience, Camila. And believe it or not, the same morning, actually, what happened, I was so stunned by the whole experience that I ran to my nearest church. I was born, actually, I was raised in the Greek Orthodox tradition, believe it or not. So I went to my church, to my priest, and what happened was I requested a meeting with him. I used to have a very good connection with this guy. So I requested a meeting with him, and I went in, and I sat down in his office, which was in the church, actually, and I had this conversation. He says, what happened? I was still startled. I said, you're not going to believe what happened. I had not a dream. I said, I had a vision. He visited me. He says, who visited you? I said, Archangel Gabriel was here, and he visited me, and I could see he just got goosebumps. And he turned around, and he said, what an amazing story. He said, this is truly remarkable. You know what this means? That was his interpretation, of course. He says, you have a very powerful ally. And I agreed at that point. We had this conversation, and that was it. But I remembered walking out the church. I had to crack a joke, of course, because I always like joking about stuff like that. If anybody has been into a Greek Orthodox church, you will realize that on one side they have Archangel Michael, and on the other side they have Archangel Gabriel in full body length. Okay, that's just every standard of every Greek church. So anyway, as I was walking out the door, I saw Archangel Gabriel's icon this time, on the wall, like all. And I turned around and I said to the priest, which his name was Father George, actually, turned around and said, Father George, I said, I got something to tell you. He says, what? I said, he doesn't look like this. So it's like, what? I said, that's not Archangel Gabriel. They have painted here. He doesn't look anything like this. He says, get out of my church, like he was joking, right? But yes, that is such a wonderful story. Thank you. Susan, thank you for sharing this powerful and intimate story. Thank you, Susan. Yes, I haven't shared it with many people, actually, and I haven't even done a video on it, and I haven't even, this is the first time I share it on a live. It's just, I do things spontaneously, and the minute I saw this question, it just came to me to share it. So this is what I did. I had to share it. So let's see other questions here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Please do tell your story. You're doing humanity a favor by doing that. Thank you, Ma. I appreciate that. And that's why I'm so compelled, and that's why I'm so, what do you call it, so focused on just helping everybody, right? But I do remember when I spoke to one of my best friends at the time, and he still is my best friend, actually, I explained what happened to me. Actually, I saw him the next morning because he showed up for a coffee, and we were kind of sitting at this patio. It was a nice summer day, and we were sitting outside in the patio of this restaurant, and I explained to him what happened. He says, you know what? He says, this, you might not even know why this event happened until maybe years later, right? And he was totally right. I didn't realize what happened until years later, of course. I knew that there was something going on. I knew that something had changed in me. I didn't quite realize it at the time because I wasn't really open to it at the time. I wasn't allowing it, right? And you need to be able to allow things in order for the universe or anything else to be able to communicate with you. So as I grew older and wiser, I started allowing more, and this is part of my journey, of course. And John showed the live. Thank you, John. Sandy, no, thank you. I am Greek, but also I am one of the tall whites. Do you know them? I have heard of them, my friend. I have heard of them, but you can explain a little more. So Michael says, I dreamt that I was a butterfly when I woke. I questioned if I was a butterfly, dreaming Tobe and human. Actually, you probably were, because like I said, what happens is when we go to sleep at night, our consciousness or our awareness or who we really are leaves our body. I keep saying that many, many times before. Our body is a tool. Our body is a vessel. There's no reason for what we call our soul to be hanging around for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, whatever you want to sleep in your body, right? It's just because who you are doesn't need rest. But your body, the way I like to describe it is, for those of you that know what a Tesla vehicle is, or any other electric vehicle for that matter, your body is like the Tesla, okay? You plug it in overnight, but you are the driver. The driver is not going to wait there until the Tesla gets charged, right? You're going to leave your car and you're going to walk out, okay? But in the morning when it's fully charged, you walk back in your car and you drive off, okay? So you're in control of the vehicle, but at the same time, you don't necessarily stay there for 8 hours and wait for it to recharge. This is what happens during the night. Okay, thank you. And Shahira says, I had one of two experiences, but not as powerful as yours. I was told not to share it as I might lose it. So in this case, whatever you were told to do, I would strongly follow that, okay? Because when you are specifically told something, I would just follow through with it. Camila says, now you told it to 65 people or more, I believe you. I've heard about seagulls with human face before. So this is amazing. I've never actually heard about seagulls with a human face. Like I said, this was a group of pigeons diving down, and out of the whole group, this being was diving down with the pigeons, except it had a human face. And then when it landed, obviously, I realized that it wasn't a pigeon. But amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share the live. Thank you, Michael. I was walking for 8 days and nights without sleep or food or water. That is truly, truly amazing, Michael. I don't know how you did it, my friend, because that is something remarkable. But having said this, you're showing what we are truly capable of, because to walk around for 8 days and 8 nights without sleep or food or water is something that you have to be beyond your body to be able to do. And this is exactly what you did there, Michael. You went beyond your body and you showed who the true master is. Beautiful story. Thank you, Michael. Did I miss anybody up here? No? Got 2 new messages coming down. Awesome. Saw a beam of light like you said. Awesome. Yes. Thank you for sharing. You're more than welcome. May she be at peace always. Of course. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for that, my friend. Thank you for being so honest. Like I said, yeah, it's not something that I normally share, but I was compelled this time around to share it. And when I get this feeling of sharing something, hi Katrina, nice to be here. Nice for joining. Thank you for joining, I should say. When I get compelled to share something, when I get this feeling to do something, I follow through with it because I know this is my inner guidance system. I have learned how to, thank you, Blumenart. I have learned how to understand what comes from my mind and what comes from what we call my higher being or inner being. So I was compelled to share this story, and this is what I did. Hello, good evening, Katrina. Thank you for being here. All right. So again, like I was saying earlier, how I started this, I wanted to say it again. You are perfect the way you are, believe it or not. I know a lot of times we try to change the way we look, or we try to change things around us about our body or anything else. But believe it or not, we designed our body to perfection. We designed it the way we wanted it to design it, and we designed it just for the purpose of experiencing a life in this dimension as a human. Okay, and that's why I said your body is very, very perfect. Okay, it can't be anything else but perfect, because you are a being of love and light, and you are highly, highly intelligent. Believe it or not, you are highly, highly evolved. Believe it or not, because for you to be into this physical reality as a human being, you have to be highly evolved to begin with. Okay, you can't just jump in, be a human, without you having knowledge of a lot of different other stuff. Okay, so you are perfect the way you are. Believe me on that. And Dia is asking, do you believe in God? So the question, my friend, is not what I believe in. The question is, what do you believe in? And the reason for this is because you create your own reality. Okay, we all create our own reality, and what somebody else's belief system is doesn't matter. At least doesn't matter to you. Okay, because it's not going to make a difference to you. The only difference that you can make for yourself is what you believe in. Okay, so try to focus on that, and don't be necessarily focused on other people's beliefs. Hello, good evening, awesome. Share already, thank you. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. How interesting, I love you guys. Katrina, yep, just going up and down here. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. You're such a wonderful crowd, and I'm truly humbled and blessed to actually share this experience with you. Actually, I didn't have the intention to do so, but it just happened, and I love sharing stuff that bring us all together and awaken us. Okay, if you can call it that, of course. Loving these lives. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you for always joining. Love from Munich. Love and light to you as well. Munich, what a beautiful place. What a beautiful country. Thank you for joining. When we born, do our brain memory get deleted? So no, this is something amazing. Believe it or not, your brain and your memory is a recorder. It records everything you have done. Okay, it is a tool. So when you cross over, nothing gets deleted. Every single memory, every single detail, every single emotion that you've ever had, every single experience that you have is there, and it is always there for you to access, even from the other side. That's why when you cross, you can access past lives, you can access all of your past lives, and you can go back and you can revisit every single memory or every single emotion. Why? Because this is, again, how you grow, how you evolve, and how you expand. Okay, nothing, and I mean nothing, gets deleted. Nothing. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you guys for joining. All right, and on that note, again, I'm going to say once again, for those of you that don't know who I am, you can go over to my page, check it out. If you like what you see, please hit the follow button, and at the same time, if you would like to be notified every time I do a video, you can hit the little bell icon so you get notified first. And at the same time, right at the bottom, you will find the link tree, and you can hit on that. Thank you, my friend. And when you touch the link tree, it's going to show you my other links to my YouTube and my Instagram. I upload these videos on YouTube, so that way we all kind of have fun with them, okay? And for those that want to subscribe, of course, this is your opportunity while I am live. Anybody that does so and would wish to be in touch with me, you can have like a 15-minute meeting with me just to touch base and see what we are doing. In that case, in this scenario, I need to get a hold of you, Camila, my friend. You said you're available for the next 3 hours, so let's do it. And Shahira says, will the technology affect spirituality as they talk about chipping people in the future? No, it's not. None whatsoever, because again, technology is a man-made thing. Technology is in this physical reality. Who you are is beyond it and way above it, and it's not going to affect you whatsoever, the real you. If it even ever happens. How to heal myself? Very good question, something that I get a lot. Very, very simple. Simply put, you need to be in alignment with yourself. What do I mean by that? Do the things that bring you joy. Do the things that you love. Stay in higher vibrations and higher emotions. The four top for me, the ones that I consider to be in the top, for myself, of course, are again, compassion, appreciation, gratitude, and the top one for me is always love. Okay? And if you can stay in those boundaries, you will heal yourself very, very quickly, my friend. Of course, there are always other methods and other ways to do so. I'm just giving you the quick version here. Your emotional state is very important. Okay, just let me say it like that. Thank you for giving hope. No problem, Shahira. Caleb, seen your video on seeing spirits. How can I see them head on, not just peripheral? So to see something head on, you need to train your eyes, okay? Because we have been born to see in a certain particular way. To see a spirit dead on, only very, very few people can do this, okay? I do know of some mediums that have the ability to do it. I myself can't see spirits dead on, but I do know how to communicate with them. I do know how to catch them through my peripheral vision, of course, and I do know how to see them with my eyes closed, if you want to call it your third eye or whatever. But to see them dead on, you need to really, really train your eyes for that. It is about eyes. Having said this, a lot of our animal friends, a lot of our pets see spirits dead on, believe it or not. The ones that are really, really into seeing spirits are cats. Dogs can as well, but cats are very, very special in that regard. And that's why if you go even to the pyramids of Giza in ancient civilizations, the Egyptians used to have so many different drawings on cats. This is the reason why, because cats are, believe it or not, very spiritual beings, and they can see spirits dead on. Okay, I've seen a few, but I more often see them as shadows. There you go. So Camila, in your case, you see them as shadows. Okay, again, to see something dead on is we got to understand that in order for you to see something dead on, it's got to be willing to manifest dead on as well. Okay, so like Camila just mentioned here, to see a shadow is most likely more possible than just seeing something dead on. Hi, evening from UK. Awesome spirit. You mean shadows as shadows? So yeah, shadows are more likely what you can see instead of a full blown out spirit. Now, having said this, I'm going to share another story with you. When my mother passed away, my twin boys, they were 7 or 8 years old, and one of my sons saw my mother coming down the same day that we buried her. He saw her coming down full blown down the stairs, and he was actually startled by her appearance. We were upstairs, believe it or not, and it was my birthday, and they were actually kind of, everybody had gotten together upstairs, and they were giving me a birthday present of some photos that they had put together of my mom in a frame, and myself and my family and all that. And it was the same day that we had buried her. And believe it or not, my sons were sleeping downstairs, and one of them just saw her coming down the stairs. She was in a white light, and she was just coming down the stairs. Now, having said this, I never saw her, but I did feel her at the time of her funeral. She, believe it or not, I felt her tap my shoulder. Not just mine, but also my wife that was sitting beside me. We felt a tap tap. We were right in front of her coffin, of course, and we felt a tap tap, and we looked around because we thought it was one of my cousins playing, just saying hello to us. We turned around, there was nobody there. And the funny thing is that we both turned around at the same time, and right there I knew that that was my mother. And to verify that, my son saw her later that evening. So it's an amazing story. I don't want to get too much into this because, yeah, it's not the topic for today. But anyway, I'm happy that everybody joined here. And what I wanted to say is much love and light to all, no matter what you do, be the greatest you. And I'm going to close for now. Camila, I'm going to try to get a hold of you, and I'm going to message you, okay? Love and light to all. Thank you very, very much for connecting, and I'll be looking forward to the next live. Bye for now.